but everything that needs to happen is happening in the heart, mind, and soul of your mirror soul. Welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Co-Union. Today I want to talk about how your circumstances with your true love specific person or anything else, your living situation, your money situation, your health situation, the circumstances do not matter. And I'm not saying that it's always going to be super easy to, overcome your own limiting beliefs, because that would be lying to you. But I've been consciously creating in my life for so long now at this point. I'm 54. When I first started consciously doing this, I was somewhere in my 30s. And I also can think back and see where I was also applying this way, way before that age as well. And I believe it's because I was meant to be somewhat of a healer, teacher, guide, whatever, however you want to, label what I do. Anyway, so it doesn't matter whether there's an age gap, if there's some form of a third party, if you guys were together and your fears got in the way, but you know that this was a sacred, meaningful love, that the two of you guys, neither one of you ever experienced this depth of love for another person. And so your insecurities got in the way. Or if they tell you that they want to be free, they don't want to be in a relationship. There are so many circumstances, and some people have one or two, and some people have multiple. And there are so many success stories that you can watch and listen and truly apply in the Deep Soul Connection playlist. So I highly recommend, if you are new to the channel or if you haven't listened to a lot of those stories, listen to them. And sometimes people will ask questions in the comments. And I appreciate and understand that some people are, maybe they don't even understand what conscious creation is yet. Maybe they are still coming from, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But sometimes somebody will say, is this like a woman? Somebody just commented, is this a woman space only? No, the law is the law. The law of assumption, conscious creation, the law of one. It is that your life is reflecting you back to you, regardless of your age, gender, religion, history, regardless of anything. Your life is always just reflecting you back to you. So that includes relationships of all kinds, including your mirror soul. So before I get further into this, if you do love my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest or consciously create the relationship that you deserve to have in your life with your true love, with your mirror soul, with your specific person, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to the website, coreunion.com. Book either a single session or a package. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you with my next available session. And let me just talk about a short description and the reason why. If you feel the need to write paragraphs and pages, that's fine. Let's say we're scheduled to meet at 11 a.m. I'm going to listen to it. And if it takes 7 minutes for me to listen to all of this, then I will be on with you 7 minutes after the session starts. Okay, does that make sense? So anyway, sorry for the long-winded introduction. So it doesn't matter what your circumstances are, because everything moves, changes when you accept the end, because the desire itself is truly already done. But there are infinite possibilities. And so, of course, there are infinite timelines and trajectories. So who you are being really matters. And I don't care anymore if people want to use the word act as if, fake it till you make it, pretend. Because sometimes when I think about the splitting hairs that so many people in this community get caught up in using words and stuff, it can get quite tiresome, draining, and annoying. So use whatever words you want to use, whatever phrasing you want to use. It doesn't really matter. When I wanted to So I'm going to give you a little bit of something, because it doesn't matter whether you're manifesting your deep soul connection, your specific person, or anything else in your life. It is truly all the same, because you couldn't have the desire unless it existed. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about something that I believe will be of service and value for you to help teach you. And I'm going to kind of explain what I did with a particular situation. Before I do, I just realized that I just got another success story yesterday. So that client with her mirror soul, she's with her mirror soul. They're back together in a relationship. She got really consistent, and he came back, and basically they were spending time. I believe the first initial thing was talking on the phone for several hours. He wanted to see her. They ended up seeing each other. When they were together, they were just having a wonderful time. They just were back to being who they are. It was very natural. It's very natural to love your specific person. It's natural, and it's balanced and equal for them too, for you. And then at some point he said, could I hold you? Do you mind if I hold you or something? And so, of course. And so, anyway, there was more to it, but she's going to send me an email, because she understands, because she was once at a place where a lot of you are at. So she knows how much these success stories are helpful to inspire you not to give up on your person, but to 100% give up on your limiting beliefs and your fears around the relationship with the person. But anyway, so I had come on and I shared this before, but it's probably so buried in the past older videos that many of you may not have heard this story. So anyway, a lot of you know that I didn't come into this like just to create videos. I was consciously creating, like I was referring to in the beginning, for many years of my life without ever hearing the word law of assumption or Neville Goddard or any of that stuff, none of the catchphrases or anything like that. So I also didn't have it in my awareness of things needed to be happening so fast, or I'm doing something wrong, or blah, 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 which was really good, because a lot of you guys are hooked on that simply because somebody years ago wanted to get a lot of views on their channel. So anyway, it's something that really puts a lot of people in fear that their manifestation isn't working. If you continue to do the inner work and you're constantly seeking to see proof if your manifestation is working, then you have to stop doing that, because then you're being somebody who's not actually experiencing that. But at the same token, it's more common that there is crickets and zero proof, but everything that needs to happen is happening in the heart, mind, and soul of your mirror soul. This stage of preparation is a good thing, because you're able to let go of all the baggage that you brought in and projected onto them, and the same for them. So you're kind of getting in your power and learning to love yourself and knowing your value, knowing you're good enough, and you're working on trust, and so are they. But again, you don't see that necessarily. And when you're really feeling the love, then whether they're with a third party or not, they're going to be feeling that, and they're going to be thinking about you and wondering what you're doing and missing you and blah, 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 blah. I could go on and on. Anyway, so 2012 now, I move my personal home and the business into the business goes into like a dream location. And I also move from my home to a new home in my dream city. This is where I really wanted to be. The home itself, that's what I want to talk about with this, was a 2-minute walk outside of the heart of the downtown area. This is one of those places that people loved to visit because it was so quaint, charming. It was so beautiful, right by the water. So I get this place right on the water, 2-minute walk downtown to my store location. So I'm super excited, right? And then I'm living in the house, and I only have a mattress for my furniture. I have like odds and ends and things that were maybe damaged from my store. And then I have some things that I had from my previous relationship. But in the bedroom, for example, mattress is on the floor, cardboard boxes as nightstand. The floor is crooked. So when I get up after a little amount of time living there, I wake up, and sometimes I would almost fall in the middle of the night if I had to go to the bathroom. I got vertigo because it was slanted. I ended up with hip pain. It was throwing my frame off. The bathroom when I would take a shower. And the bathroom, the shower is like a sanctuary for me because that's where I feel like cleansed. I listen to music, I dance, I release and let go of limiting beliefs, and then I allow myself to, go into the end of the things that I want. So the bathroom, every once in a while, the water would hit little parts of the tile and I would see like mildew and black stuff, and it was like grossing me out. There was soot and exhaust coming into the house through the windows because they weren't sealed properly. There was ice and snow. There was mold in the basement. I was getting sick. I was having neurological symptoms. So there were a ton of things that really sucked about living in this place. And I was on a lease. Anyway, so there were days and weeks and maybe a few months that I'm experiencing a really hard situation. But every time I would wake up, I would give thanks for such a wonderful day. I would go into gratitude. I would look at the sunlight and how it went across there were these rustic beams in the ceiling. I would look out at the window of the water. I would look back at the mattress on the floor, and I would turn my eyes and pretend like I looked back, and I would see beautiful, sexy, the furniture that I was selling to my wealthy clients in the store. I would see that for myself. When I would take a shower in the bathroom and I would see that, I would like just kind of like shake it off, let it go, get back my energy. And then I would imagine that I was in a beautiful tiled, a bathroom, like the bathroom of my dreams. So this was a consistent thing. I'm not saying that it was easy because again, I was having neurological problems. I was having very bad mood swings because of what was happening with the mold with my system. So one day it was in the snow. I walked to work. I've told this story before. Anyway, a wealthy client of mine, he used to bring his autistic son to all of the stores, to so his son could meet people and help socialize him and stuff. So anyway, we always got along well and we always had a really fun conversations. He was an awesome guy. He asked me what was wrong one day. I told him what was going on, what I just shared with you. I was angry, I was upset, and I was in a bad mood. And he said, "Oh, that's okay." He said, "You can move into my house." And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "I have a house that I'm living in with my wife and children, but I just also bought a second house, but I'm lazy and this will help me motivate this. My wife will be happy because it will help motivate me to actually pack and get out." So I was amazed by it. He told me the address. I looked at it. It was a dream house. It was literally a dream house, single family, Tudor style, wide open vaulted ceilings, stainless steel appliances, hardwood floor throughout, giant fireplace with natural stone, deck, private backyard. It was in a prime location, wealthy, safe area. It was beautiful. Now, mind you, I wasn't really making much money back then. He asks me, um, I said, "How much? How much?" And he said, "Well, what are you paying now?" And I told him, and he said, "You can pay me the same thing." So next thing you know, I was like, "Well, how do I get out of this lease now?" So um, you know, I had asked them if I could get it. They said no, blah, blah, blah. So then I just meditated on it. I said whatever I said to God, universe, source. And then boop, I had the idea, take the pictures of everything that I was just referring to and just send it to the landlord. Let me out of my lease, or I'll just send this to the Department of Public Health. It's that simple. And they let me right out. And the next thing you know, I'm moving into my dream home. So I brought this up because I could have just told you that and only shared the highlights. I could have just packed that up and said that it was so easy that I simply, thought this and that and affirmed this and that and visualized and I made the decision and then boom, all of a sudden it happened. No, there were hours, days, weeks, months, not a lot of months, but a certain amount of, so there was linear time where it was very frustrating. And if you want to say it doesn't matter, so you could say I continuously chose my new identity, which is the truth. I continuously surrendered and trusted that everything is working out. That's the truth. You could say I was acting as if. That would be the truth. You could say I was using the leverage and the power of my imagination. That's the truth. You could say I was um, feeling it and believing in it and trusting in it. You can use whatever terminology or words you want to use, that doesn't matter. Guys, stop getting so caught up in the semantics of things and simply trust that your desire is already filled. Think of God, universe, source, infinite intelligence, the light, the creator, however you want to. Don't let people say you have to think this way, you have to think that way. So many success stories I've shared, people not thinking of themselves as being one way or the other, instead maybe just having trust and surrendering and knowing that everything is being handled for them. That would be more like, so just trust more in the desire itself, that the desire is already fulfilled. Handle your emotions when they come up. Don't reject them. Don't stuff them down. Cry if you need to cry. Let yourself get it out of your system. Give yourself love, then surrender it again. If you're not in a deep trigger, just literally no. And then if it's about you and your person, no, I choose us. I choose our love. I trust that everything is working for us. They love me deeply. They trust me. They're fully devoted to me and only me. We love each other deeply. Our love is harmonious and secure. We support each other. We're there for each other. Okay. Whatever you want to say. And then just go on about your day and do things that you really love doing, enjoy, and get into that flow state. Oh, but I shouldn't have to get in the flow state. You know what? If the video isn't resonating with you with all love and light to you, then maybe this isn't for you. And maybe I'm not the coach for you. It's all good either way. And I love you just the same. So affirm down below. I have received this message. Reach out to me if you need me. I love you so much. Have a good day. Bye.